What is your foundation, Ethan? What am I giving you more than anything? Is it money or is it
It's the knowledge that you're giving me. You're constantly like, even on these radio shows, sometimes you'll hear me ask, "Hey, what does that mean? Can you explain that?" And it's all the questions I can ask you, all the stuff you're teaching me is probably some of the best things that you could give me.
and that has always been my goal. Even more, I can't give you the lessons that you need, and I'm smart enough to know that no one will ever be able to predict what you need. You know what I do know every human being in the world needs? I don't care what language you speak or what religion you are or how light or dark your skin is. Everybody is going to get knocked down. You need the mental power to stand up after you lose. And I think that's one of our big problems right now. We tried to teach the millennials. I remember the first time talking to Tony. He was our banker giving us our first loans in the early 2000s. And I went in, we're talking about a loan. He says, "Oh, yeah, my kids played soccer last night and I'm the soccer coach." I'm like, "Oh, who won?" That seems like a perfectly normal dad question, right? He
Yep.
goes, "Oh, we don't keep score. Everybody wins." I go, "Oh, I'm telling you, the dads out there are keeping score." And then I just told that to Brian, who's coming up on one of our shows in the future. And he goes, "Oh, the kids are keeping score too. I work with them." And if you try to pretend like there's no losers in the world, then the people that should have lost have no reason to push and do more, right?
They
Yes, we
have
need
no incentive. There's no either, "Oh, I won. Great. Yay." But if they lose, then, oh, they don't know that they lost. They're just, like they say, they want it to make it seem like everyone wins. So what's the point of trying to get any better?
And if you lose and you get knocked down, the qualities and traits that you get make you stronger and better and more equipped to handle the world. It is no different raising a child or becoming a multimillionaire, running a huge company, or even a very small home based business. You are going to lose sometimes. You have to admit that. And if you want to get in without the long, painful, stressful journey that allows you to learn these things, then the only way to get there is to, quote, win the lottery. And you jump on and ride these bubbles. But if you didn't have the foundation of knowledge that we're trying to give you, if you couldn't handle a loss, you're trying to avoid the loss, you're trying to avoid missing out. Every decision you make is not to get you further ahead, it's trying to avoid pain. Then where do you end up? You end up riding the bubble. You never know when to get off, and you pretty much ride the crash all the way to the bottom. And when everybody in the world is sure that this is never coming back up, everyone sells. And that's when I step in and buy. Just like in 2010, we bought our first 50 unit that almost doubled the size of the number of units we had.
Yep.
Everyone was afraid. Banks weren't loaning to anybody. We went to fog and a mirror to get a loan, to I don't care how good your credit is, I don't care what's going on, nobody's getting a loan. And we jumped in then. And it made a dramatic difference because with every bubble, people think of a bubble. And what is that?
Uh,
massive shooting up without a great reason.
It's the top,
It's
right? Well, we don't, but you can't
ah,
ever pick the exact top. And every bubble that shoots up and has a top also has a
bottom.
they drop
crash.
down.
Yeah, it's a yin and a yang. There is always a plus and a minus. If you take away the pain, they're not going to learn how to deal with pain. We wrote about that in Family Success Triangle. You've got to let them fail. You have to let them feel some pain. And right after this break, we will be back.